Who's the one player you'd take Drew Brees off the field for? The Chargers thought the answer was Phillip Rivers. The response I'm looking for is Taysom Hill, the Mormon man on a mission, the triple wife Swiss Army knife, he who is without position yet excels at them all. Taysom Hill is unlike any player we've ever seen. Hill can throw, catch, run, block, and tackle, and he can probably kick, probably. And with the Saints facing many questions next year, their Hall of Fame quarterback getting older and Mr. Hill being up for free agency, the question isn't whether Taysom Hill is a jack of all trades and a master of none. The question is, will he replace the legend Drew Brees as the Saints quarterback? Or perhaps even be the NFL's next big thing? The answer to that is coming up right after this. This just in. I'm Dick Clippers from 7.5 on your side, and we have a huge announcement. Manscaped, the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming, has just announced their new tool to trim down your pubic hair safely and securely. Yes, as the feature item of the Perfect Package Essentials Kit, the Lawnmower 3.0 waterproof trimmer has just been released. Let's shoot it over to me in the bathroom.
Yes, Dick, the Lawnmower 3.0 has an improved ergonomic design complete with side grips, uses the same fantastic ceramic non-rusting blade, and is now rated at 7,000 RPM with quiet stroke technology.
Wow, Dick, I love quiet stroke technology.
Yeah, and that's not all. The new 600 mAh battery extends the life up to 90 minutes, has a new ergonomic charger base, and has a built-in LED.
That's incredible, Dick. Tell me where I can get one of these.
Well, Dick, you can go to manscaped.com, use the code FivePoints and get 20% off your order of the Perfect Package 3.0 and get free shipping. And if you sign up as a subscriber, you'll get refill blades and 2 free gifts.
Fantastic reporting as always. I'm going to manscaped.com and using code FivePoints for 20% off right as we speak. That's a wrap? Okay. The man called the Unicorn had a fairly long and very interesting road to New Orleans. Taysom Sean Hill, see, already born with a quarterback's name, was born on August 23, 1990 in Pocatello, Idaho, a town of 50,000 and an elevation roughly 4,460 feet higher than that of New Orleans. His brother Jordan was a defensive tackle and his late brother Dexter played quarterback at Northern Iowa. So the football genes were strong in the Hill family. And what kind of name is Taysom, you might ask? He was named after Taysom Rotary Park in Pocatello. So yeah, dude was probably destined for something athletic in more ways than one. Hill matriculated to BYU in Provo, Utah after a strong high school career at Highland High, the alma mater of Beavis and Butthead. Hill led Highland to a state title in 2008 while winning All-Idaho Player of the Year in the process thanks to his 1,500 yards on the ground on 10 yards a rush to pair with his 18 touchdown passes. He wasn't a high school Derrick Henry per se, but he also earned letters in baseball and basketball on the way. Despite ending up at BYU, Hill first committed to joining Jim Harbaugh's team at Stanford. They had to settle for some guy named Andrew Luck, and was heavily sought after by Arizona, Washington State, Boise State, and Utah. But he landed on Brigham Young, the alma mater of another quarterback named Steve Young. Maybe you're familiar. That was to wait until after his mission, which he spent in Sydney, Australia for 3 years at a high school. That meant when Hill became a freshman at BYU in 2012, he was already 22 years old. Hill's first full year as a starter came as a sophomore in 2013 when he led the Cougars to an 8-5 record and tossed 19 touchdowns in doing so, plus an additional 10 on the ground. Due to blowing out his knee, Hill wouldn't start another full season until he was a fifth-year senior in 2016, a 26-year-old then. BYU started the year 1-3 but won 7 of their last 8 on the strength of 20 total touchdowns from Hill. He proved, if nothing else during college, that he was a talented yet imperfect quarterback. But he was about to show the NFL that he was a football player, even if his first team, the Green Bay Packers, didn't agree. The Pack signed Hill as a college free agent after the 2017 NFL Draft. Despite scoring 3 touchdowns in the preseason, Hill was waived prior to the regular season in favor of Brett Hundley. The road looked like it had come to an end. Clearly, it took a coach with an imagination to see the promise in an undrafted 27-year-old rookie quarterback. But one did. Saints head coach Sean Payton saw not just a quarterback, but a special teamer, a returner, a wide receiver, a tight end, a wildcat ball carrier, and perhaps the future. After spending most of his rookie year as a bench warmer and occasional special teamer, the Saints unleashed Hill in 2018. The second-year do-it-all player accomplished the following feats: an average of 25 yards per kick return, 2 rushing touchdowns, 64 passing yards, and a blocked punt. Not too bad for an afterthought of a quarterback. Hill showed up in the Saints' 2-game run in the postseason, running for a first down on a fake punt in the divisional round against the Eagles, and grabbing a touchdown from Drew Brees in the Saints' notorious OT loss to the Rams a week later. Still, Taysom Hill was widely regarded by fans and the media as an unnecessary diversion to an already potent Saints offense, and merely Sean Payton's pet project, meant just to stroke the head coach's own ego as an offensive mastermind. Why take the ball out of a Hall of Fame quarterback's hands? But others saw Hill as the wild card he is, especially throughout the 2019 season. Hill became the answer to the age-old question: what if Tim Tebow agreed to play a position other than quarterback? Or multiple positions, or was just a little better at everything, like throwing a spiral? That's the key. Hill is a little bit better at everything. He's faster, more agile, has better footwork, and a quicker release when throwing the football. Tebow was a legendary college quarterback with a knack for coming through late in games in his one season as a starter in the NFL. Hill is a football unicorn and a chess piece that can excel no matter where he is on the field. He's not football's answer to LeBron James, but he may be football's answer to James' versatility on the basketball court. That's what he proved in 2019. Hill passed for just 55 yards, but ran for a touchdown and caught 6. Yep, 6 touchdowns last year, which was third on the team behind just Jared Cook and Michael Thomas. The man does it all. And even though the Saints were upset in the wild card round at home against the Minnesota Vikings, that was the game Hill proved that he could be the Saints' future. In a game where Drew Brees was obviously off, Hill was the quarterback that carried the Saints to overtime. Brees averaged just 6.3 yards per attempt against Minnesota's D, was picked off, lost a fumble, and was sacked 3 times. Hill had 50 yards on 1 pass. That set up a Saints touchdown and kept pace with the surging Vikes offense. Hill also carried the ball 4 times for another 50 yards and caught a couple balls for 25 yards, including a 20-yard touchdown in the 4th quarter. Drew Brees' only TD pass of the game, and one that drew the Saints within 3 points with time running out. He was exceptional Sunday. He was outstanding, Sean Payton said after the game. Hill never got to touch the ball in overtime, and of course the Saints lost in heartbreaking fashion for the 3rd year in a row. But the 29-year-old made one thing clear in that game: he wasn't a gimmick, or a novelty, or a diversion. The Saints would have not gotten to overtime without him. In a game where Brees struggled, the Saints counted on Hill to create big plays when they had to have him. Will Hill always be destined to be the Saints' Swiss Army knife, or is he ready to take over for New Orleans or another team for that matter? First of all, we don't know that Drew Brees is going anywhere. The signs of decline make themselves visible on occasion, but Brees and the Big Easy mean so much to each other. He can likely dictate when he wants to stop playing, barring a massive nosedive as a passer. They also have Teddy Bridgewater, a more traditional quarterback who went 5-0 as Brees recovered from a thumb injury. Bridgewater joined the Saints in 2018 via trade and re-signed a year later despite receiving an opportunity to start with the Miami Dolphins, which tells you he was expecting to become Brees' successor and is also intelligent. But Bridgewater will become a free agent after the 2020 season, and so will Taysom Hill. Hill could get offers to go elsewhere, teams like the Chargers, Raiders, Bears, or maybe even a divisional rival like the Panthers could use a new option at quarterback and run an RPO-heavy offense like the one in Baltimore. But if you're the Saints, why let him go? In an ESPN article by Jeremy Fowler, one anonymous NFL exec was quoted as saying, "It wouldn't come as a total shock to see Sean Payton move forward with Taysom Hill as the starting QB. Sean Payton always has been intrigued by the athletic quarterbacks and how to utilize them. Taysom is a talented guy. Players like Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray are redefining what it means to be a quarterback. Guys that stand in the pocket and remain motionless like Bill O'Brien's brain activity during crucial games are gradually going extinct. QB position demands athleticism, and Hill is a 6'2", 230-pound tank that can power his way for a first down just as easily as he can throw or catch a 50-yard pass. There's no gimmickry involved, just rare talent. Gimmickry is totally a word. The Saints have somewhat of an easy answer, knowing that Drew Brees will likely retire within the next 2 to 3 years. But the question is, will Taysom Hill be the Saints' next quarterback, or the NFL's next big thing? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. This man is on a mission.
Hill and Kamara to the left.
Wonder if they double team Michael Thomas here.
Will shovel to Hill, using the blockers and in for the opening touchdown.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to check out our sponsor, Manscaped.com, who just released the Lawnmower 3.0. I mean, the thing has an LED light on it. Don't forget to follow the link below and use my code 5Points for 20% off and free shipping. I'm 5Points Vids, and you made it to my next video.